be my... On the TechSew 5100, as well as the Juki and the Cobra, the accessory plate leaves a gap. When you install this, it leaves a gap on both sides of the machine. So you can see here and here, if I can zoom in, I don't know. Sorry, videos are hard. I've said that before. But you can see here, there's this little ledge. And this ledge lines up with the bottom, you know, 1/8 of an inch or so of the throat plate here. And that's what the table sits on. So the table gets mounted here with the mounting block that goes there. Around the accessory plate, and it sits on this ledge and then covers the throat plate. Okay, so as you can see on the table fits around the accessory plate, and it fits tightly around there, and it rests on top of the throat plate. And now you can see where the table is, you can't really see it, but I can assure you that the table is resting on the machine arm where I showed you previously. The table rests on there. It does not rest on the accessory plate. It does rest on the throat plate, but not on the accessory plate. And from the bottom, you can see, if I can zoom in at all, where the table is resting on that part of the arm. So it's actually not even truly sitting on the throat plate. So, for those of you that are using a different throat plate, I think there's a stirrup plate or something like that, or a holster plate. This table may not work for that either. I don't know. I don't have access to one. So, needles up, and we are gonna do a bobbin swap, or at least show the bobbin accessibility. Boom, look at that. Put it back in. Easy peasy. Good to go. Okay. To take the table off the machine, it's just unscrewing these 2 bolts. I'm going to loosen them first. And these bolts are ridiculously hard to find and expensive. They cost about $2 each, and we need 2. So in the sale of the table, I sell the other versions for the other TechSew machines, the Juki cloned machines, and the like. I sell the tables for $80. This table is being sold for $85 to compensate for my effort to find these bolts and the pay for them. They're kind of like a little gold mine there. So I unscrewed the bolts. To take the table off, you just push your presser foot pedal down and the table comes off, and now you can continue to sew as you'd like. This is the installation block that gets installed on the table. My recommendation when you get your table on your first attachment, to put this in place, put some double-sided tape on there, and then install your table in place. So that, and then, you know, get your bolts and everything lined up. So that way your mounting block is permanently attached where you want it to be. We're going to install it, or remove the table, and Margaret is timing us. She's going to show the clock in the camera. We're going to remove the table, so how quickly it took to take it off, and then we're going to put the table back on and see how quickly it takes to turn it back on. So here we go. So we'll just start now. I'll unscrew it. I'm not going to do this fast or slow like I would anything else. It's just normal speed. Unscrewing the bolts. There's 2 of them here. And the table's off. How long was that? 23 seconds? Uh-huh. All right, so 23 seconds to take it off. Again, we have the block installed right here with double-sided tape, so it kind of is not going to move, at least for the moment. Margaret's going to replace it with heavier duty stuff, so that way it doesn't affect her later. And so now we're going to go ahead and then time the installation of this. So it was about 23 seconds removing it, and we'll go ahead and install it. Okay, go ahead and start. And mounting that. Installed. Just tighten it down just a smidge. And we're done. 31 seconds. It's not bad. So less than approximately 30 seconds to put it on, less than 30 seconds to take it off, and you can use your cylinder arm freely. This table is installed now on Margaret's TechSew 5100 SE. The SE is for the extras, I believe, that it comes with.
Special edition.
The special edition. And this table is designed to fit on the Cobra Class 4, the Juki 441, the Cowboy 4500, the TechSew 5100, and TechSew 5100 SE. If you have the Cobra Class 4 that has the seam guide that slides in, this table can't be used with that because the seam guide sticks out further. It comes out to about here, and I did not design the table to be used for that. I designed it to be used with the drop-down guide that comes with the TechSew machine. So if you don't use that side seam allowance, which I understand people don't like anyway because it hits the lip of the throat plate, makes it more of a challenge to use. If you don't use that, then this is going to be perfectly fine. If you have a drop-down seam guide, you are in business. The table is made from 3/16 inch aluminum and is manufactured right here in the USA by a company in Nevada. They cut them out to design for us. I sell them as manufactured, so they come with an edge that needs to be sanded smooth, in my opinion. You might find that the edge is not sharp or not too sharp for you. However, I think when you're dealing with leather, you want something that would not scar it. So I would highly recommend taking 20 or 30 minutes with a sander, or orbital sander, machine, and sand these edges down. I think it would be also smart to consider maybe sanding the inside edge if you choose to. I don't think it's really necessary because the fabric will just slide right over it, but it's certainly worth considering. We don't do that for anybody. It's not part of our process because we do not sell these tables for much more than cost, and that would just add more time and more money on your end as the buyer. So it's not something that I'm going to do or I'm willing to do. If you don't have the tools to do it, I am 100% sure you can find a handyman in your community that could do it for you, or a loved one, a friend, the loved one of a friend who can sand the edges down and make it perfectly fine for you. So there's the table. Again, we sell these tables in our Etsy shop, Recent Relics Designs, all one word, on Etsy. And we are happy to help. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy that we're finally able to come up with a design that works with this machine.